A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In an unprecedented show of dissent, over 2,600 rallies are set to unfold across the United States today as part of the No Kings movement, aimed at protesting President Donald Trump's controversial policies on immigration, education, and security. Organizers, comprising hundreds of coalition partners, anticipate millions of participants from cities large and small, marking a significant moment in the ongoing struggle against what they perceive as a drift towards authoritarianism under Trump's leadership. The demonstrations are sparked by a government shutdown that has persisted for 18 days, impacting federal programs and services and raising questions about the balance of power between the executive, legislative, and judicial branches of government. Protesters are voicing their frustrations not only about the shutdown, but also about Trump's executive overreach, which they argue undermines democratic principles. Rallies began earlier in the day outside the United States, with demonstrators gathering at U.S. embassies in London, Madrid, and Barcelona. As the day progressed, thousands of protesters converged on key locations in the U.S., including Washington, D.C., where many marched across overpasses leading into the Capitol. In New York City's Times Square, a crowd chanted, "Trump must go now," illustrating the palpable anger directed at the president. Trump, currently at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida, responded to the protests by denying claims that he considers himself a king. "They're saying they're referring to me as a king. I'm not a king," he stated in an interview with Fox News. However, his remarks did little to quell the fervor of the demonstrators, who see the rallies as a necessary counter to his administration's actions. The No Kings movement, which unites around 300 organizations, aims to galvanize public sentiment against what they describe as chaos, corruption, and cruelty emanating from the Trump administration. Activists emphasize that the protests are not just about opposing Trump, but about affirming the values of democracy and equality that they believe are under threat. Ezra Levin, co-founder of Indivisible and a key organizer of the protests, articulated the movement's mission. "There is no greater threat to an authoritarian regime than patriotic people power." He noted that the protests are designed to foster a collective identity among those feeling marginalized or anxious due to current policies. Democratic leaders, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Independent Senator Bernie Sanders, have joined the protests, framing them as a necessary response to Trump's perceived authoritarianism. Sanders described the protests as a Love America rally, contrasting sharply with Republican narratives that label participants as extremists. House Speaker Mike Johnson and other GOP leaders have dismissed the demonstrations, characterizing them as Hate America rallies and alleging that they are fueled by far-left extremist elements. Johnson's comments reflect a broader Republican strategy to delegitimize the protests and portray them as out of touch with mainstream American values. Despite the Republican pushback, many participants view the rallies as a vital expression of their rights. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, has provided legal training to thousands of marshals who will oversee the events, ensuring that participants can exercise their rights safely and effectively. Legal experts emphasize the importance of peaceful protest as a cornerstone of American democracy. Dana Fisher, a professor of sociology at American University, predicts that Saturday could see one of the largest protest turnouts in modern U.S. history, estimating that over 3 million people could participate based on registration numbers and previous turnout. Fisher believes the protests will not only serve as a platform for dissent, but may also embolden elected officials who oppose Trump's policies. The No Kings protests are not limited to major urban centers. Events are scheduled in small towns across all 50 states, illustrating the widespread discontent with the current administration. Organizers have even extended the movement beyond U.S. borders, coordinating events in Canada to express solidarity against perceived authoritarianism. Prominent figures, including actor Robert De Niro, have lent their voices to the movement, urging Americans to stand up for democratic values. "We've had 2.5 centuries of democracy. Now we have a would-be king who wants to take it away. King Donald I," De Niro stated in a video message, calling for nonviolent resistance. As the day unfolds, the No Kings protests are set to become a defining moment in the ongoing battle for the soul of American democracy. With millions expected to take to the streets, the movement aims to send a clear message. In America, there are no kings, only citizens united in their quest for justice and equality. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.